General Hospital spoilers reveal that Alexis is deeply obsessed with the thought of protecting Scout at all costs, and this obsession drives her to take more decisive action than ever before. With the heart of a grandmother and a strong protective instinct, Alexis cannot accept the idea of Scout being separated from her family and loved ones in Port Charles. She believes that this familiar environment is the best place for Scout to heal from the pain and loss she has endured. However, Alexis' determination leads her to take bold steps, escalating the situation, creating unexpected tension. Alexis begins to leverage all her relationships and legal skills to fight against Drew's plan to move Scout to Washington. Her strategies not only aim to protect Scout's rights but also affirm her love and responsibility toward her family. Every move Alexis makes is carefully calculated, but it shocks those around her due to her unwavering resolve and strength. Alexis' actions not only increase the tension between her and Drew but also cause a stir in the community, with people starting to question Scout's future and the complex relationship between the two adults. Alexis' obsession, though rooted in love, is slowly driving everything to a climax, unraveling new dramatic twists. Will Alexis' determination be enough to protect Scout, or will it lead to unexpected consequences in the family dynamics? Upcoming developments promise to take this story to new heights as Alexis faces some of the most difficult choices of her life. Alexis gives all her love and unconditional protection to Scout, seeing her granddaughter as everything left to preserve memories of Sam. For Alexis, having Scout taken away from Port Charles is not just a geographic change but a deep emotional wound, robbing Scout of stability and her connection with loved ones. This fierce love becomes the driving force that pushes Alexis to confront Drew, despite the risk of damaging their relationship. While Alexis fights with all her might, Scout, though young, begins to notice the changes around her. She doesn't want to leave Port Charles, the place where she feels safe and loved, where friends like Danny and Rocco, and her family, are always by her side. The thought of leaving all of that for an unfamiliar place makes Scout feel uneasy and unenthusiastic. It seems that Drew's plan is backfiring, as Scout herself starts to express clear resistance. Her emotions are not just shown through silence but through decisive actions and honest words. She confides in Alexis her fear and desire to stay in Port Charles, which strengthens Alexis' resolve to protect her granddaughter. With Scout on her side, Alexis becomes not just a protective grandmother but a voice for Scout's wishes, pushing the battle with Drew to a new level. Drew, while trying to make decisions he believes are best for both of them, begins to realize Scout's discontent. He never anticipated that his own daughter would be the first to speak out against the plan to move to Washington. This forces Drew to confront a great internal conflict. As a father, he wants to provide a better environment for Scout, but he cannot ignore her wishes and feelings. Scout's resistance forces Drew to question whether his decision is truly the right one. This internal conflict brings the family to a tense crossroads. Alexis, with her experience and legal sharpness, begins to use every legal strategy to prevent Drew from carrying out his plan. But more than a legal battle, this is a fight about family love and responsibility. Alexis is not only facing Drew but is also trying to protect Scout from emotional harm caused by being forced to leave her family and friends. She knows that keeping Scout in Port Charles is not just about legal rights but ensuring her psychological stability and happiness. Drew, caught between pressure from Alexis and resistance from Scout, faces a difficult decision. Continue with the plan to Washington, hoping for a new start, or heal his relationship with his daughter by respecting her wishes? This question is not just about Scout's future, but about the love and responsibility of a father. Will Drew have the courage to prioritize his daughter's feelings over his own personal decisions? This story is not only about legal conflicts but also about exploring the values of love, family connections, and responsibility. Alexis, with her intense love and unwavering determination, is becoming a shield to protect Scout from unfavorable changes. But will this be enough to change Drew's mind, or will it lead to an endless confrontation? The coming developments promise to be emotional and will shed light on the complex family dynamics as each character faces their greatest challenges. Scout, though young, has become the story's focal point, the key figure in all the actions and choices of those around her. Can she preserve the life she loves, or will she be caught up in plans she does not desire? The answer will unfold in the dramatic twists ahead. Scout, with her love and loyalty to Alexis and Jason, decides to step up to defend them in a tense situation, creating an even more complex and unpredictable spiral of events. Though young, Scout is very aware of the support and love Alexis and Jason have shown her. This drives her to show determination and courage, delivering a shock when she dares to confront Drew, who is pursuing conflicting plans to protect his own interests. Drew, in an effort to safeguard his rights and pursue the plan to move to Washington, begins to take actions many consider crossing the line of legitimacy. His decisions and moves, though driven by a desire to create a better future for Scout, are increasingly questionable and controversial. Drew seems willing to do anything, even resorting to dishonest tactics, to achieve his goal. This makes the situation even more tense, not just between him and Alexis but within the community as well. Scout, recognizing Drew's actions, decides to speak up in defense of Alexis and Jason. To her, they are not just family, they are the ones who have always been there for her with unconditional love. Scout's stand to protect Alexis and Jason is not just an act of loyalty but proof that she has matured enough to understand and make decisions for herself. However, this also puts Scout in an unwanted conflict, as she becomes the center of debates and struggles between Alexis, Jason, and Drew. The story becomes even more complicated as Drew's actions increasingly raise doubts among those around him. Is Drew hiding some crime in his efforts to secure his rights? Or will his actions cause everything to spiral out of control? Alexis, with her resolve and legal expertise, will not make it easy for Drew to carry out his plan, especially with Jason's support and Scout's trust. The conflict between Drew and Alexis is escalating, as they confront each other not only legally but also emotionally and in terms of responsibility to Scout. Meanwhile, Jason, as a silent protector, will play a crucial role in maintaining stability for Scout and Alexis. However, the increasing tension also puts Jason in a difficult position, as he is forced to face Drew in a battle that is anything but easy. These developments not only highlight Scout's growth and loyalty but also paint a complex picture of love, responsibility, and sacrifice within the family. Will Scout be able to maintain her connection with Alexis and Jason, or will unavoidable conflicts push everyone further apart? And Drew, in his attempt to protect his interests, will he pay a heavy price for crossing the line? This story promises to become even more intense as each character is pushed to their limits, and the decisions made will shape their future. Secrets, schemes, and loyalty will be tested, propelling the story to the height of emotions and unpredictable conflicts. Scout unexpectedly reveals a bombshell. Drew and Willow had an affair, which leaves the family and everyone around them in a state of shock. This revelation not only clarifies Drew's recent inexplicable and suspicious actions but also triggers a series of complex consequences, escalating the situation to its peak. For Alexis, who has always prioritized her love and protection for Scout, this revelation is a huge shock and signals that she must act more strongly than ever before in her confrontation with Drew. Upon learning the truth about Drew's actions and the affair with Willow, Alexis feels betrayed, not just for Scout but for the trust she once placed in Drew. She realizes that Drew's reckless actions not only harm Scout but also risk completely destroying the stability and future she had hoped for the little girl. The anger and instinct to protect her granddaughter leave Alexis with no choice but to declare war on Drew. The confrontation between Alexis and Drew is not just about custody of Scout, it becomes a battle of ethics and integrity. Alexis, with her experience and skills as a seasoned lawyer, begins to deploy legal strategies to protect Scout from the negative impact of Drew's actions. She uses Scout's revelation as evidence to challenge Drew's ability to be a father and his honesty, especially since his affair could seriously affect Scout's best interests. Meanwhile, Drew is forced into a difficult situation as he faces the consequences of his actions. His affair with Willow not only damages his family image and relationships but also shakes his position in the legal battle with Alexis. Drew, who once believed he could control the situation, now has to face criticism and pressure from all sides, as both Alexis and Scout are no longer on his side. Willow, who is caught in this whirlwind, also faces unintended consequences. Her relationship with Drew, if exposed, could not only harm her reputation but also put her in a difficult position with her family and the community. The complexity of the story forces all the characters to face tough choices and inevitable consequences. Scout's revelation not only shocks the family but completely changes the course of the story. Alexis, with her determination and love for Scout, is not afraid to intensify the legal and moral battle against Drew to protect her granddaughter from potential harm. Drew, with all the consequences of his actions, will he be able to redeem himself and regain his family's trust, or will he lose everything because of his mistakes? This story is not just a legal battle but also a journey of exploring loyalty, forgiveness, and family responsibility. The upcoming developments promise to be dramatic as every character is pushed to their limits, and every decision will have far-reaching impacts on their future. Will Alexis win the battle to protect Scout, and will Drew face the consequences of his actions? These questions will guide the audience through the unpredictable twists in this emotional story.